Greg Shoemaker, Tri-State Football here at Gold Star in Alexandria. This is our 2025 kickoff show, and I'm with the Covington Catholic Colonels right now, and head coach Eddie Eviston to my right, and over here I got Logan Sanning and Gabe Weiss, the defensive back, and you need defensive back or linebacker? Safety, Logan Sanning. Coach, let's talk a little bit about let's talk about 11-3 last year. Pretty good year, but you got a lot of nice guys coming back. Talk a little bit about this defensive side of the ball, because you had some pretty good runs last year with this squad. But man, boy, I like some of the pieces that you have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year, it took a while for us to kind of figure out who we were. And a lot of these guys were young and, kind of have their first taste of Friday night. So once we got in that season, we got things going. So now going into this year, these guys all got experience, and it's fun to watch them fly around. It's our installs this summer have gone pretty smooth because of how much they have retained since last year and how much experience we do have. So the goal now is to really play fast and really play sound on both sides of the ball, but especially defensively.
You've been here 10 years at CovCath, and this is your 11th year now. But you talk about having new guys last year on Friday Night Lights, but now it looks like your junior class. Owen Pitzer and Johnny Lind. I mean, these are guys that you're just reloading. It seems like now. Talk about the difference it makes. I know you a little bit you were talking about, but the difference it makes when you have guys that have been there and have experience.
It makes a huge difference, especially when you have a schedule like we do, and that every week we got to bring our A game. So having those guys that have some experience, or guys that they played as sophomores, and now they're kind of ready to take more of a leadership role, like Owen Pitzer, Johnny Lynn, those guys, as well as some of these seniors that first started as juniors. So with that schedule and with every game being so important, now more so in Kentucky with RPI and all those different things, it's vital. It's vital, and that's what we've been kind of stressing this preseason is, hey, we want to be ready, game one. It's not one of those things like back in the old days where only the district counted, and your first 5 games, possibly 6, depending on what district you're in, are kind of just warm-ups to where you're going to be come postseason. Now every game matters, and and that's key with again, some of these guys stepping up into these different roles.
When you talk about the Sagarin ratings, the difference it sort of makes is I think it's sort of good for Northern Kentucky because, like last year, you had Highlands and Cooper squaring off in state semifinal game. I mean, you get us going that far. Talk about that and, just the excitement that it does bring for Northern Kentucky football.
It does. I really like that dynamic of having that compared to the old. Doesn't matter really what your records are. Really, no matter where you're kind of ranked in the state, you still might see basically one of the best teams early, and now you can especially in your district, definitely in your sister regions, where based off that you can really get 2 teams that really have good seasons, and as it should be, you're playing them in the semifinals or possibly finals. So I really like that dynamic that has changed, and that is really good for Northern Kentucky football. For so long we've been knocking each other out before we kind of get down to the Final Four, the Elite Eight type thing. So, there's such good football in Northern Kentucky that it gives all of us kind of a chance to kind of shine a little bit more on the state stage.
I'm going to move over here to Logan Sanning, the safety for the Colonels and 3-year starter. Let's talk about your role here as a senior now that you're in the leadership role, even though you've been a starter for 2 years before. But talk about being a leader.
I think now being a leader, it's like I got to get the other guys prepared more, and I got to get trust on the team more, and I got to get everyone on the same page so that our defense is moving as one and not as different pieces.
What do you like about this defense?
I like right now where we're headed. We're starting to trust each other more, and we're starting to all become one, like I said before, and I just like the direction that we're headed in.
And let's go over here to Gabe Weiss, the senior. Let's talk about you. How about you? What do you like about your senior class and the leadership role that you guys have been taking?
I think we're all just kind of banding together really nicely, kind of formed a really good brotherhood like that we always preach at CovCath, and I think we feel that pretty well.
Talk about playing at CovCath and Wooten Field and on a Friday night. It's a pretty cool place, but you tell us about you as a player and what it means to you to play there.
It's one of the best experiences I've ever had, one of the best sports, best programs to be a part of. It really, really means something to you.
Coach, before I let you go, you won 2 titles at New Cath. You've won 2 at Cov Cath. It's hard to get there. Every year, do you have something that you may say to your kids, or I know as years go by, you appreciate them more, but how do you convey that message to your kids on a yearly basis that, hey, yeah, it takes hard work, but this is something pretty special?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for all these guys is, high school is short. It's short for them, and this sport, there's such a finality to it. Not many of us get to go on past high school, so this is their opportunity now. And I tell every senior class, I mean, this is your team, and every season's new, and every team has a new identity, and kind of what mark are you going to leave as you walk out these doors of high school?